everyone, it is Eunagina here and welcome to this little tiny speed build. So this is going to be an 8x8 house and I decided this time to build a Japanese house. So I actually really enjoyed all the tiny building I was doing. Started out with that 10k challenge that I did, and then I did an alien house, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed doing smaller houses. I mean, I'm obviously going to be doing more large houses or massive houses, but I'm just really liking the small houses right now. And it's not even like they take very little time, they also don't take much time. I mean, definitely not as much as the Vampire Mecha Mansion or anything like that, but they're just nice and they don't take very long. So I like it. So anyways, let's get started with this Japanese 8x8 house. So I went with 8x8 because the alien house that I did was actually 10x10, and I was like, there is so much room in this house, I can fit in all the things. I mean, of course it's not very big, but I did not feel like I was having to use the room really scarcely or whatever. So I wasn't feeling like it was very challenging to do a build that was 10x10. So I am going slightly smaller this time, just by doing 8x8. It's still not super small. I mean, it can definitely be smaller, and I could definitely still make it smaller. So maybe I will also try to make a smaller house again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But for now, I actually already have another build coming. That's also going to be a tiny build, but it's not going to be a 8x8 or 10x10 or something like that. But it is going to be a small build. So I am working on that right now. Actually, I was just building it right now as I was just about to do audio, so I took a little break to just record this so I can get this video out to you guys. But the other tiny build is going to be out tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to that one. I am really liking how that one's coming along. But anyways, actually I should not be talking about that one right now, because right now we're doing this build. So yeah, it was fun to do a Japanese style. I have done one. I did a Japanese starter. That was not on camera, by the way. So if you want to see that one, you should go to my gallery and you can see it there. I was struggling around with the wallpaper a little bit because I wanted, this style that I'm using is quite Japanese, but then I wanted to have like, you can see if I use one of the wallpapers, there's only one tile in between the stripes, the vertical stripes. But if I use the one that has like a larger gap, it has 3 gaps, and I can't really decide where I want the gap, so you can see it's sort of uneven on the wall and it looks very annoying, and it annoys my eye a lot, so I'm struggling around trying to figure out how to mix and match the wallpapers a little bit so that it does not look too strange. Right, so I actually looked up Japanese houses just to make sure that I was actually getting the style right, because I do know Japanese houses. I like Japanese builds. I like Japanese houses a lot, so I do know how they look, but I also wanted to make sure, so I also googled the style a little bit just to make sure what I was doing was correct. So I actually wanted to use these other windows with the sort of many beams going through it. I don't know what that's also actually called. But I saw a lot of the Japanese houses actually had very big windows, sort of like what I'm putting in right now. So that is why I ended up using that, even though I feel like the other kinds of windows is what I imagine when I see a Japanese house. But I wanted to go for the style that I saw online, because yeah, well, I just did, because I wanted to make sure that it actually looks like what a Japanese house would look like. But I'm also using these small windows, thinking that those also fit a Japanese build. So what I saw a lot also was that those big windows, like what I've put in, they're often also like doors, like sliding doors that'll go from side to side. So what I've done there by the stairs, and then also next to the on the porch there on the left side of the house, is actually supposed to look like it's a sliding door. Of course it isn't, because we don't have that, but that was what I was trying to go for. And these lanterns that I'm putting in right here, by the way, I don't know if they actually look a little bit more Chinese. I'm not entirely sure about that. But if they do, sorry, but I actually really liked them, so that's why I put them there. I thought it just made the build look really cute, and sort of lit up in this very nice and exotic way. And I don't know if it looks more Chinese than Japanese. I tried to pick the colors of the sort of more yellowish and white paper, and then the black whatever thing, instead of like red lanterns, which would be very Chinese, I think. I hope I'm not just saying stuff that is completely stereotypical and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think that is like red lanterns and all of that, it's more like a Chinese thing, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah. Anyways. So I wanted to make this sort of little river going through the lot. So with all these tiny builds, I'm actually quite enjoying spending a lot of time on the outside of the build. So I also did that here, and I'm also doing that in the build that I am currently doing. That will be up tomorrow. The outside takes up a lot of my time, and then the inside takes up a little less. So it's just because I'm actually quite enjoying to do landscaping these days. I don't know, I'm just in a landscaping mood, you know. And I quite like making nice lush gardens and all of that. I actually like that better than doing the very what do you call them? The sort of very styled gardens. You know, the kinds of gardens where people are, you know, paying a lot of attention to how your grass looks and how your plants are, if they're in a perfect line or curve or something. I like making lush gardens where everything is just sort of doing its own thing, growing where it wants to grow, and, you know, maybe the people who live there will make sure that you know, it doesn't go out of control and that you can still walk through. So yeah, so that's great. So I'm just making a little sort of waterfall-y kind of thing. I just thought it would be very nice while playing on this lot to have this sort of rippling sound of water. I felt like that fit this lot very much because it has that sort of zen feel. The sound of water is just very calming. So yeah, that's what I thought. I'm also going to make a zen garden. So yeah, I thought that was perfect for this build. And I hope you guys think that this house looks very, I think it does look Japanese. Sometimes I can get a little confused between the difference of Japanese and Chinese builds. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I would like to think that if you showed me a picture of either a Japanese and a Chinese house, and I did not know, you did not tell me where it was from, I would be able to guess correctly. But sometimes I feel like a lot of people, like in popular culture, you mix up the style quite a lot of the two, because they obviously also have a lot of similarities, but there are definitely also differences in their buildings. I'm pretty sure a Chinese house would not look like this, for instance, I think. Again, I don't want to say anything too I don't want to be too self-assured here, because I actually am not entirely sure, but I really like Japanese architecture, actually. I just think it's very beautiful, and I love all of these, all the Zen gardens and all of that. That is, I just think that's very beautiful, and I really like the style. So that is the little Zen garden that I'm making here. And I only realized towards the very end of the build that we have obviously the meditation things, the little stool thing, and I will be putting that into the Zen garden at the very end. I'll be removing one of those stepping stones and then putting a meditation thing, because I thought they might have that. So yes, I actually didn't use incense in this house. They could have totally had that, I think. Yeah. But I really like all the lanterns. I think the lanterns are so pretty. I also put some in front of the door, as you've probably already seen. I did that very long back. And I tried to, like, they also have this, this sort of Indian-styled flower decoration hanging down from it. At least I think it's Indian style, because I see a lot of that stuff in India when I'm there, mostly in different colors than what I've used here. But anyways, so you can't really see that much because it's up under the roof, and that is on purpose because I don't want to see it, because I think it's more Indian styled than it is Japanese. But I thought the lanterns and the shape of the lanterns fit the Japanese style pretty well. And I also used all the water lilies here. And I actually wondered while I was building, do they also have water lilies in Japan? Because it feels like it is a very, like a Chinese trademark to have the Chinese water lilies and all that. But I don't know, you probably also have it in Japan, I think. I did actually look it up, and I found pictures that were called something with Japan and water lilies or something like that. But I don't know, sometimes you can't really be sure with Google, because it might give you some results that are not exactly like right. Or maybe the pictures have been tagged with Japan even though it's not Japan, or something like that. So I don't know. If they don't have water lilies, sorry guys. But I thought they looked very pretty in that river, so that's why. And I think this wallpaper is actually quite nice. A very dark walls, even though I feel like it became a little dark in here, but I did like it. But I'm also going to use one other wall, there you go, one other wall here to brighten up the room a little bit. So I thought that was good. And as I said, this is an 8x8 build, and I still thought I had quite a lot of room. I mean, I still had room to put in a bedroom, and still have a living area and a dining table and a kitchen and all that. The kitchen was very small. There really wasn't much going on with the kitchen. It also doesn't look very interesting compared to, you know, other kitchens that I might make, because there wasn't much room. But at least there is room for all of these things, and it's not like I felt like I had to cram things too much. So yeah, so this is the bedroom. I mean, there's only really room for a bed, and then I also put a dresser in there, and I have a test sim on the lot, so I did test out whether they could pass by to the other side of the bed when there was a dresser. You'll see where I place it in a little bit, but they can, so don't worry. So everything's fine. Same with the bathroom. I also tested that one out, even though it's a little bit small and crammed. So I started out by having the dresser like this, and they couldn't pass, but now they can. So that's good. That's good. I love all of these city living pictures that actually came with, well, city living, obviously, since I'm saying city living pictures. No, but anyways, I really like those because, well, because they're Japanese. Sorry, yeah. Oh, I don't know if they're actually, no, they're supposed to look Japanese, aren't they? Yeah, I think so. So that's wonderful. That's great. That was what I needed for this. So yeah. So that is the bathroom. I just did the bathroom first because I thought that was going to be probably pretty boring. And I actually put this shower and tub combination thing in here, and believe it or not, they can actually use this bathroom. It's very cramped, but you can use the shower, you can use the sink, and you can use the bathroom, the toilet. So don't worry about it. It's cramped, but you can use it, so it's no problem. So actually I was quite happy that I managed to put a tub and shower combo in there without actually having any problems. I was quite surprised by that, but you know, that's good. It's good stuff. Yeah. so that is just a bathroom. I tried to decorate it a little bit, but you know, there really isn't much room for decorations, and there definitely isn't room for decorations in the kitchen. I mean, there's just a fridge, stove, one counter, and one sink. That is all. So, yeah. That's that. I guess that's just how it's going to have to be. So I feel like the style of this house is quite sort of old-fashioned, or maybe not old-fashioned, but like a country house, a Japanese country house. But then, and maybe also a little traditional. But then there are these the modern kitchen and all of that. So I'm just thinking that the people who live here probably renovated it or something. But yeah, whatever. I don't know. So the kitchen is not the most interesting part of the build, I think, so, because there really wasn't much I could do. And I like this furniture that I'm using right now, because I actually think it looks quite Japanese. And I am happy that I managed to cram in a fireplace in this build. Again, I'm so surprised by the amount of things that I can cram into this 8x8 house. That's quite amazing. I would not have thought when I started this that I could cram a fireplace into an 8x8 house, but there you go, I could, apparently. So the dining table is going to be at the other end of this little room, and I'm going to be moving that large pot? Why do I feel like it has another name right now? It's not pot. Vase? I don't know. Whatever. I dabble up when I have to do audio recording. I cannot remember words sometimes. But who cares? I don't care. So hopefully you don't care either. So if you do, I'm sorry, but oh well. Yeah. So I liked that little old-fashioned dining table. I liked that it looked a little bit shabby. The wooden sort of planks on it looked a little bit shabby. I like that. That's also what I mean. I feel like it's a traditional house, just with a few more modern-ish things. They probably modernized the house a little bit. But yeah, I was just about to say something and I completely forgot it. What was it? Oh yeah, we don't have a TV in here because I didn't think it went with the style very well, but also because of the way that I've located the sofas and the chairs. If I had to have a TV, I would have to have it up against that window area that I also was imagining to be a door, even though it's not, but it's supposed to be a sort of door that you can walk out onto the porch from. So I didn't want a TV on that. But again, there's a bookshelf, so if they want to entertain themselves, there is books to read. There is book to read. What am I saying? There are books to read, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah. Anyways, we're off to the screenshots. That is a nice little shot from the front of the house, and a little bit of the lake. Or the river. I really like that. I think it's pretty. And a little porch that they can sit and enjoy life on, and that's the Zen garden. Pretty cool stuff. I like having a Zen garden, and that's a little waterfall, which is also really cute, I think, and just some stepping stones going across the river. I really like those stepping stones. And that's my little simple kitchen. Not much going on, but it's there. And that's the bathroom. Also not much going on, but it's functional. I really like the living space, actually. I think it's very pretty. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed my content, please consider supporting my channel by subscribing and leaving a like. I'm a very small channel, so I need all the support that I can get, so I can continue doing this thing that I really, really love. Anyways, to all my lovely subscribers, you guys are really awesome, so thank you for watching. But anyways, that is it for today. So have a really great day, guys, and see you soon.